What do you all think about Senator John Fetterman? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. In my view, he's one of the few Democrats who still seems grounded. Not saying he's perfect, but compared to the far-left crowd, Fetterman comes across as way more relatable and reasonable. Let me know if you agree or not. Big thanks to the King Squad for the support. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'm grateful for any donations. Now, let's dive into the video. Here we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, I'm sure. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people in my party that are going to disagree with the strike in Iran, and I actually support that. I've been always calling for that thing. I think it was entirely appropriate. And again, there might be votes on that. So for me, that's not a war. That was a very limited military exercise, and it struck that, and then that's where we're at. So really, it really wasn't about unconstitutional or it's anything like that. It was like a very, very limited military engagement, and then it took them out, damaged them severely.
Yes, and so we're still getting that analysis. And, sir, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she has called for the impeachment of the president, saying that it's a disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization, a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. It is absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment. Two things really struck out at me from that, which is the impulsively risked launching a war, which I don't think there was, looking at all of the reporting, there's nothing impulsive about it. We've been having this discussion for many, many years, but also that it could ensnare us for generations. At this point, do you see that actually happening after the Israelis had done what they did before President Trump took this decisive action?
I'm sorry.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think
we might have some technical difficulties. Let me just ask you what you think about the possibility. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the president shouldn't be impeached because he's impulsive. What do you think of that?
No, I mean, of course, no. She knows it. I know it. We all know it. That's not going anywhere. And, you know, he's been impeached twice, and now he's still our president as well now, too. So it's not going anywhere, and I don't think that's helpful. And I think if you throw that term around, that actually diminishes what the severity of what impeachment is really reserved for.
A Fox News poll that we had last week said that 78% of people are very concerned about Iran getting a nuclear weapon. And obviously, that would include many Democrats as well. Do you think there are people in your party that are willing to make a pivot here and say, good job to the military, Mr. President, you did the right thing. If we're going to do anything more, come to us, to Congress? Or do you think that the knee-jerk reaction will prevail?
Absolutely. I mean, just because sometimes it's a decision that President Trump did. It's like maybe like reflexively you have to be opposed that. For me, again, I've been always calling to destroy these nuclear facilities. Now, let's talk about the context in the middle of all that now, too. Now, our party has been often wrong, and they were pushing for a ceasefire last year. And now Israel pushed through that and has broken Hamas and Hezbollah as well now, too. And now here it is right now. Israel has air supremacy over Iraq right now, and now here's where where Iran is right now. Their capabilities are severely limited, and now that was an entirely appropriate to finally take out those nuclear facilities.
Senator, my last question to you is about the hostages that are still being held by Hamas in those tunnels in Gaza, and we have an opportunity now possibly to have some leverage, maybe, to try to get them out. You have been stalwart in keeping focus on the hostages. Any message for them or to the president today on what you hope to see happen?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've kept the hostages up in my office ever since they've been taken there as well. I've had the honor of meeting with countless families and actual hostages as well, too, that have been held underground for over 500 days. The world seems to have forgot them, but I certainly haven't, and a lot of people in Israel have and will, too. Let's bring them home, and let's hold Hamas accountable. And now let's never forget, too, send them home and disarm, and all of the tragedy in Gaza would be over. Hold them accountable. Why won't the media and more people hold Hamas accountable for what they've done? And as well as Iran as well, too. They're the ones that created those proxies. And that's also part of why it was entirely appropriate to take out their nuclear facilities. And that's why I'm going to unapologetically stand with Israel. I don't poll test that. For me, it's like I'm going to stand on what I know is the right thing and what's the truth.
Thank you for coming on America's Newsroom. We appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Wow, there you have it. Shout out to Senator John Fetterman. The Democrats are going to lose their freaking minds. Okay, hearing these points from Senator John Fetterman. Okay, they're absolutely going to lose it. Because well, the woke left, the Lippards. Okay, and the whole push for the Trump impeachment thing was like I'm sitting there watching that like, are you serious? Like, you really think you're gonna get Trump impeached? What are you talking about? And then AOC and her ridiculous talking points and everything like that. I honestly think that's why they hate Senator John Fetterman, because he's not afraid to go against the hive mindset from the left. Okay, when they push for something and it's like it makes zero sense at all, and he's quick to call it out. Okay, he is one of the only Democrats. Senator John Fetterman is one of the only Democrats that I see hold his own party accountable. Okay, this is why they hate him. And then on top of that, I'm just amazed because this is the Senator John Fetterman is a man who's literally went through like brain work and everything like that in medical brain work and stuff, and he's still smarter than 90% of Democrats. I mean, wow. Okay, I mean, what are your thoughts on that as far as the Trump and the Iran attacks? How do you guys feel about that? What are your thoughts on everything going on with Trump and Iran? Okay, I know it's a very hot topic, and the Democrats are trying to really divide MAGA because there's a lot of individuals who are split on this. Some people are saying they don't like what Trump did. They think that Trump should have discussed this with his team and everything, and Congress and stuff like that. Other people are saying this is exactly what we needed. Okay, and Iran should have listened and just stopped when while they're behind. But what do you guys think about this whole thing? Me personally, I'm the type of person to really just watch how it plays out. Okay, if Trump feels or if he believes that was the right decision, okay, well, let's watch how this plays out. We got Trump in office for a reason. I'm curious to see how this entire thing plays out, and that's really where I stand with it. Okay, a lot of people are split on this whole thing. And me personally, I was never really too big on watching, the wars and stuff like that. That was never really something that I was really big on watching. But the more I watch these videos, the more I learn about everyone's stance regarding these wars and everything like that. What I will say is I'm glad that Ku Klux Kamala Harris is not president. Okay, that's really what I think about the whole thing. I'm glad she's not the president, because leave it to the Democrats. We would have had war. We would have certainly had World War II. Okay, that's really what I believe. Ku Klux Kamala Harris had no intentions of stopping any wars. She was going to consistently rub Zincey's tummy, and she was going to fund these wars, and that was just going to be that, and life was just going to be difficult, and California wouldn't have been the only state on fire. That's really kind of what I think. All right, but let me know what your thoughts are down below. I always look forward to seeing what you guys have to say about everything like that. Shout out to Senator John Fetterman. Amazing how he's the only Democrat left with common sense. The only sane Democrat, okay? The only one who doesn't just throw out a bunch of ridiculous talking points. And that's that. Shout out to the King Squad. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. Thank you for sharing these videos. Thank you for all donations, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.